Thank you so much for watching our last video. In last video, basically we talked about what is the difference between sample and population, and also what is the difference between inferential and descriptive statistics. In this video, we will talk about different sampling methods. Basically, what happens is whenever you are working on any particular research project or something related to research, you need to do some surveys, and to do those surveys, you have to collect the data from different people or different organizations or something like that. Now, it is not always possible to go to each and every item or each and every person that is of your interest and collect the information from them. And to avoid that particular kind of scenario, we focus on sample of the data from the population. To give you an example, suppose you want to study or research or do a certain kind of survey on number of shops that are available in your locality, and what is the total number of products that they are selling in their shop. Now, one way is to you go in each and every shop in your locality, whether it is in mall or is it next to your house, and just ask everyone that how many distinct products that they are selling and collect the data and summarize it. But as you can imagine, or as you can think about it, it will be a very difficult and cumbersome task because it is not easy to go to each and every shop to collect that particular information and do some kind of research or analysis. To solve that particular problem, basically researchers focus on sample of the data. Now, while collecting the data from the sample, in this particular case, while collecting the data from some selected shops, out of all the shops, we have to be sure that we are not biased towards any particular kind of shops. For example, we are not biased towards malls only, or we are not biased towards the shop that are closer to our residential area, or any particular shop which is in the close proximity. So to avoid these kind of problems where there is an inherent bias in the selection process, we have different sampling methods. What these sampling methods will do is it will help you in selecting the best possible sample from the population, making sure that there is no inherent bias in your task, or there is no inherent bias in your research. So there are three different types of sampling method. First one is your random sampling. So what sampling says is, suppose we continue our previous example where we are talking about we need to do some research on the shops that are near our locality. Now, in random sampling, what you are doing is you are picking the shops randomly and collecting the data from them. When I say randomly, it basically means every shop have equal probability of getting selected. You are not biased towards any particular shop or any particular locality. Every single unit or every single shop in your locality have equal chances of getting selected. That is called random sampling. Second sampling method is basically called representative sampling. In representative sampling, what happens is, suppose this is your locality A, and there are different types of shops here. For example, some shops are available in malls, some shop are next to your house, some shops are available at outskirts, and some shops are basically located even far away from your house, and these are basically small shops. So basically there are different kinds of shops that are available in your locality, and while collecting the data, what we are trying to say is the sample that you are selecting should be representative of population. Suppose there are total 1,000 shops in your locality, and malls have 500 shops. The shops that are next to your house are also 500. The outskirts shops are 200, and there are far off shops available at far off places. These are only 100 shops. Now, What representative sampling says is whenever you are collecting the data or collecting the sample of observation, suppose you want to select only 100 shops from your locality, you want to make sure that the distribution in sample is same as population. What it means is you will go and collect the data from all these places, but you will make sure that the ratio remains the same. So, for example, from mall, you will collect 20, from shops that are next to you, next to your home, you will collect 20, from outskirts, you will again collect 20, and from the small, far off places, you will collect data from 10 shops, and this will add up to 100% or 100 observations. So, what we are trying to do here is we are making sure that the sample that we are having is a good representative in terms of distribution to a complete population as well. Third and final one is the convenience sampling. In convenience sampling, researchers basically takes care of the convenience or ease of collection of data. So continuing our previous example, here the researcher maybe focus on the nearby areas and collect the data. This will help in reducing time, money, and efforts of researcher while collecting the data. This method is also very good and reliable as long as the sample that you are collecting represents the population. So basically, that should not be the case that your mall is very near to your home. You will go to the mall and collect all the data. That should not be the case. You should basically, you have to basically make sure that the sample that you are collecting is a good representative of the true picture of the population. I hope the three different methods of collecting sample are clear. If you like the video, please like, share, and subscribe. And in case of any doubts, feel free to put your questions in the comment section.